Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to see how to use Navisworks Freedom. This is a version of Navisworks that you should have, no matter your level in Revit or BIM 360 or Navisworks. You should have this, at least this software, so you can review your federated models correctly. So let's jump to Navisworks. Let's see how we use it. So this is gonna be like a walkthrough, but not quite. So in here we have the stadium that comes by default with the installation of Navisworks. I'm going to be using this guy, which is the 3D connection mouse, which is the Bluetooth edition. There are other editions that are wired, so you need a cable to connect between this and your computer, but in any case those work the same. They are way cheaper. This video is not a sponsor at all, so I'm just going to be showing its use. So first I'm going to rotate just to show you around, so you can make this full view. So let's see if I go to view and I make it full screen. So now you can see it right there. So I am rotating with the 3D mouse, but if you want to do it with the mouse, then you need to press Shift and then the scroll wheel of your mouse and drag it around. If you want to pan around, then you need to hold the middle button in your mouse, which is really just the scroll wheel. So if you press it, that's the middle button. So just press it and drag your mouse around. And then to zoom in, just scroll up, zoom out, scroll down. Now with the 3D mouse though, it's just rotating, just moving your hands. Like, let me show you. If I do this in this way, I will be orbiting. So let's go back and I can just orbit like that. At the same time, I can be moving just in one direction, and that will be panning. And that's pretty cool because I can mix those two. So I can, at the same time that I am just orbiting, I can also be panning, zooming in, zooming out. I can go in. If you are thinking about buying it, though, be aware that it takes some time to get used to it. It may not be as easy as it looks when I use it. So just be mindful of that. All right, that's cool and all. So that's just how we move around in Navisworks. If for any reason you get lost and your model goes away, goes somewhere, you can always go to this house. This small house will actually take you back. So let's press it. It should take you back and show you the whole model in the middle of the screen. If it doesn't, for some reason, sometimes that happens. You have more stuff, hidden stuff, whatever, and your model is way far in the space. And let's say that I lost my model. I have no idea what it is. Well, what I can do is go to the left side to your selection tree. It could be anywhere, it could be in the right side or whatever. In the home, you will see selection tree. Enable it if it is not enabled. And now you can select one model, any model. It doesn't have to be the federated one. It could be anyone inside. And now press on this cube right here, and it will take you right back to your model. And just for the sake of keeping this really controlled, we can right click on the gimbal maybe, and then set current view as home. So in that way, it won't happen again. So if you get lost for some reason, it goes away, you can always go back just by pressing the home tool right there. Selection tree is really important. It will bring not just the federated model, but also all the models inside. And you will see that also brings like all the single elements. So I can select a wall, for example, and it will be selected in my model as well. So let's see what it is that model. That's really simple to do the same thing. Just click on the cube and it will take you right to that element. So let's find something else. For example, this same thing. I click there and it takes me right to that element so I can see it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Basically, with this version, the main purpose of the Navisworks Freedom is just to walk around and look for anything that calls your attention. For example, this column that doesn't meet this element right here. So it's not really working, or there is an element in between that is missing. So I don't know. I gotta ask that in my next coordination meeting. So the way to record this, because we cannot save screenshots, sadly, in this version of Navisworks, we just take a screenshot in whatever way you prefer in Windows. So my preferred way is by just pressing the Start menu, the one that brings us to your menu with all the apps. So press the Start, then Shift, and then S. You will bring the snip tool. So now you can take a screenshot from here to here, and it's recorded. So you can open it and you can annotate something. For example, I'm gonna do an arrow right here. I think I cannot write anything in here, but you can continue editing in Paint. Paint is really good and it has improved a lot. For example, I'm gonna add some text here. So I write element missing. And if you wanna be more accurate in your elements that you are drawing, maybe you will want to make sure to create a new layer. So all the elements will be in a layer. So in that way, if you turn off, that will only affect that element. But anyway, get rid of that layer anyway. And now I can save this, whatever I want. I can copy, and I like to use OneNote. So for example, I'm gonna create a new section called Beam Observations. And this is for structural. So in this way, I just bring this element and I can type a tag to the structural team about that element missing. So in this way, I can just send an email afterwards or do something with it to let the team know that they are missing something there. Let's go back. You can continue doing that for any element that you find. For example, let's see if we can find something else. Yeah, right here. For example, this structure seems to not be matching the architectural layout. So we can also take another picture here to let the structural team know that they need to fix this. So we can inspect also data. So if we select something, you will see that I also have another window called properties. So I will pin it there so we can just look it up, and I'm going to get close. So this element that I have selected is the type wall. It has a material, the source file is that one, and it has a layer. We can also go to the material and see all these properties that are in there. I can also navigate back, for example, to the type right there. I can get the GUID number. Can even go up and see different properties, right? It's pretty cool and really important to know, because if you are working with data, and chances are you are, if you are working in Beam, you will want to know how to verify that data. So you select something and you look in here in your properties window if that value of that parameter is correct or not. So you can verify that really quickly. If something has comments, you can also see them in here. Sadly, in this version, you cannot create comments, but you can see all the comments that the beam coordinators have created for you. Let's see what else we can do. For example, clearance. A lot of times we want to see if we have enough clearance to, I don't know, to pass an equipment or something. For example, between this element and the floor. I'm going to select one first, the control in my keyboard, and selecting the floor. Now, if I go to review, I get this element that I always right click on it, and I have it in my quick access toolbar. So that means that it will go in here. I also like this one below the ribbon, so I can actually use it really quick. I don't know, it's just something that I like. I also use this one a lot. So you see in here we can see the clearance. So it's almost 3.5 meters, right? So I can clear it there. I can also take, for example, the dimension between this and this, just to see how apart these columns are. So I can also do that, almost 8 meters, and stuff like that. So you can just check for clearances anywhere you want, and that's really important. Okay, what else? Let's see the viewpoints. So again, sadly in this version you cannot create viewpoints, but you can see the ones that the beam coordinators have prepared for you. So usually I prepare a number of viewpoints specifically for the clashes that I want to review in the coordination sessions. And here we have more than a few, and if you see, we can navigate and see them. They are pretty cool, good views, probably for render purposes more than for coordination. And you see, if I go here, I get these icons, or my mouse pointer changes to fit, and that's because I am in the walking mode, so I can walk really slow. So from the bottom, you just drag your left mouse button up just a little bit. If you do it too much, it will go really fast. So just you can walk around. Or let's go back there and let's activate the collision now. Okay, let's see. So if I try, for example, to get out of here, it doesn't allow me to. Okay, so usually when we wanna just check the model, we don't really do this. So what we usually do is to just leave it off, no collision, and I usually like more than the walkway, just the fly, even though sometimes it's kind of hard to control, but with the space mouse, it makes it really easy. Okay, we can check the model really quick and really easy. Now, this look around is really good because it will allow us to actually check without having to move too much our mouse. We can check around. That's really good. And here you can also pan and zoom to window if you want to. And if you want to select things, you press on this icon and you can select something and pivot around that element. You can also, for example, if I want to select all these elements, so I would press the spacebar and then drag to select the entire chair. So I'm selecting that chair, and now I can go to home and hide unselected. So pretty much it's only this chair, some other elements that we capture, but we can inspect it and check if it's in compliance with what we want. So this is pretty easy, pretty simple. If you want to go back, you just unhide all, and there you have it. Sometimes for some reason it's kind of hard to navigate, so what we do is to hide elements. So let's go to this building right here. For example, I want to hide, I don't know, this wall. So I go to hide or Control H. In that way I can look inside. I can also do that. then unhide all. Another thing that we are able to do here in the Freedom version is sectioning. So I really like sectioning. So if you go to viewpoint, you will see enable sectioning. That means that you can cut the model. So let's enable it. And by default, the top sectioning, or from the top sectioning, will be enabled. So you can move this gimbal up and down. You will see how you are cutting your model this way. So I can move really close. And as you see, I don't see the gimbal anymore. I usually just turn this element off and then back on, and I will see it in the middle of my screen. So I really like this. And you have just the plane one. You have 6 planes to play with. So the plane 1 is turned on. I can turn it off, turn it on. I can turn on the plane 2. Let's see what is cutting. So it says alignment to bottom. So in this case, I'm cutting from the bottom. Okay, so you can also do that. It's really good to inspect ceilings or lighting elements, maybe communication elements, and I can turn it off. You can do the same with the others. Now, if you want to change it, so I usually do it because, I don't know, it doesn't match the way that it's cutting with the way that I want to cut. So for example, I want to cut from this wall. So what I do is I go to alignment. I select from here the align to surface. And now I can select my wall. We'll create a reference plane right there, and it will cut align to that reference plane. So that's pretty cool. Now with rotate, what I'm rotating is just that section cut. So I can rotate it. Now sometimes I want to fit the selection. So that means, for example, I can pick an element and fit to that selection, and that will cut in that selection. So that's pretty cool. I also like it. And instead of planes, you can also select boxes. So for example, let's select something. Let's select this bridge. So let me select a few elements here. Let's go to box. Everything went away. But if we do fit to selection, it will create a box on those elements that I have selected. This is a box. I can move it. I'm moving the box that is cutting everything. I can make it bigger by scaling it, or smaller. So that's pretty cool. And again, if I select something, for example, the door, I can fit to selection. And now my box is just that door. So I can scale it a little bit just to see what else is around here. And I can take a screenshot or something to review these elements. So all this is pretty cool. All these tools will allow you to review your model. Now, if you see in the save viewpoints, all of them have this icon in the name. That means that they are in a specific view type. So if we go to viewpoint, we'll see that the camera is in perspective mode in here. But if I go to one of these, it is in perspective, and I cannot change it to orthographic. If I go to this one as well, all of them are in perspective. If I go here to my home, now I will be able to change it to orthographic. Sometimes I do like it in this way. If the model is too big, or for some reason it's not showing up correctly, then probably the orthographic way will allow you to see things better. Otherwise, it looks more realistic if you use the perspective one. So I was saying that one means that is in perspective, but you see here that we got two different icons that look like a movie or something like that. So it is actually a movie. So if we select the entry one and go to animation, then we can play this. So let's play it. Be careful, sometimes these animations are too fast and may make you dizzy, so just be aware of that. This is looking pretty good though. Yep, pretty nice. I like it. So it's showing off what they have modeled. Let's see the next one. I see, so this is going up. It's a section that is going up. Cool, so we're gonna stop all this, go back home, and we see that there is a section that has been enabled, so we can turn it off. Now you know you can just download the Autodesk Navisworks Freedom and use it to review all your models, your federated models. It will only allow you to open NWD files. Be aware of that. NWD extension, and these are like a screenshot of the federated model on a specific time, and this should be created by your BIM coordinator or BIM manager, and you should see the updated model through it. So that's it for today. I hope you like it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you next time.